Hi there, guys. How you doing? Yeah, it's my turn to do the Lawrence of Arabia review. I got my list here, so I'm just gonna go down the line. First, I think it's a good film, but probably not as much as you guys like it. I think I like it for the technical aspects more than the actual story, because it is a very technical movie. The camera, the lighting, it's all, you know, made to be this grand thing, which comes across very well, but I think it probably is a little bit hard for the average moviegoer to get into the story. I also want to point out that the music score is wonderful. I loved it, and I don't know if your guys' DVDs had this. I think we all have like the same version of the DVD, but at the very beginning it said that the director wanted the score to be played with no images in the intro, the intermission, and the overture, and I thought that was a very interesting aspect of the DVD. But to tell you the truth, I skipped over it because, you know, come on, let's get this going. It's a long movie, and I didn't want to make it longer by sitting through just a black screen. So the widescreen aspect of Lawrence of Arabia is incredibly important, and I have usually seen, whenever people explain the transition from widescreen to full screen, which is known as pan and scan, if you guys don't know, I usually see Lawrence of Arabia as an example for that, and Ben-Hur, because it is very, you know, it's so obvious that it was meant to be in the widescreen. So now the true story aspect, although I think it's important for this movie, I don't think that is more or less a good reason to watch it and to be invested in the story, because I usually hear you know, based on a true story, and I really don't care if it's based on a true story or not. If the movie's entertaining, it doesn't matter, because true story or not, you know, a bad movie is a bad movie, and a good movie is a good movie. So it also, the true story, as we find out in the end, you know, I found myself almost regretting liking Lawrence in the first half of the movie, because at the end he's not a very likable person. You know, he is just the no prisoners things, and pretty much going back on everything that he has been preaching this entire movie. He goes back on that, and we're left going, I like this guy? I don't believe I like this guy. You know, and that can be a good thing, that can be a bad thing. It's certainly an interesting thing, and in an intentional aspect, but I'm just throwing that out there. I'll agree with you, Jesse, that the first half was a little bit slow and a little bit dull compared to the second half. I really didn't care for the first half, but the second half I really got into it, and I was really engaged in the story, and I was there. I was with them. So now, but I think it is a good thing for people to do, is to go back after we watched the entire movie and then rewatched the funeral scene at the very beginning, because a lot of their comments make a lot more sense that way, especially like the guy that said, well, I shook his hand and he was a very great man, yet we find out that this man was very upset when he saw the wounded, or something. I really don't remember what was going on in the scene, but we have all the sick and wounded around, and the guy that shakes Lawrence's hand, and he's freaking out, and he slaps Lawrence across the face, and we're like, oh my god. But yeah, with Lawrence dying at the very, very beginning, I almost think it's too early to do that, because when we see Lawrence die in the beginning, we don't know who Lawrence is at this point. So we're just left going, what was that? Why should we care that this person was driving recklessly on a motorcycle and then is killed? But I suppose we well, shoot, and I don't really like Lawrence towards the end of the movie, so I don't know. It seems like the death is a little bit meaningless. So, one last thing I want to point out is that the acting was phenomenal. Peter O'Toole did a fantastic job, and I also want to point out that Claude Rains, even though he was only in there for maybe a half hour total with all of his scenes, I thought he did a fantastic job as Dryden. And if you guys don't remember, Claude Rains is the he had his role in Casablanca as Captain Renault. So like I was like watching, I'm like, is that Captain Renault? It is, isn't it? Yeah. And I saw the credits, I'm like, yeah, that's him. That's him. So so yeah, I like the movie. I have a few things against it, but overall, good movie. But I kind of agree with you, Jesse, where I'm probably not going to rewatch it soon. I'll probably let it sit for a while and then maybe come back to it, you know, in maybe a year or so, and be like, oh, yeah, I'll put it in. So, alright. Well, Jake, I am looking forward to your review tomorrow, and yeah. Later.